So with today, we're going to talk a little bit about lifestyle and getting the balance right with the athletes and the players that we're working with. So from a point of view of an overview, what we're going to be dealing with today are training and immune function within your athletes and players, rest and recovery. Associated to that then we have sleep and then self-monitoring, and then any questions and answers that we have at the end. So with exercise and health, we all know that exercise improves health and well-being, and that moderate amounts of exercise and intensities improve health and well-being. However, within the athletic population, athletes are more likely to perform prolonged and intensive exercise than those who have a sedentary lifestyle. Prolonged and intensive exercise decreases, though, however, the immune function and predisposes athletes to infection. So while we know that exercise and health is good for us, we could actually say that, maybe in some cases, exercise certainly doesn't improve health and well-being, as we have at the opening piece of our slide. So what's the relationship between the decrease or leaving yourself open to more colds and flus with a higher intensity of exercise? If we look at the diagram that we have here, we see that if we've got an average person who starts exercising at a moderate level, their immune function increases, and at the same time their infection risk decreases. However, when they reach a point between moderate and very high exercise, their immune function starts to decrease while in line with the increase in their exercise workload. So, as I said, you leave yourself open and your immune system open to various colds and flus, and we call them URTIs, which are upper respiratory tract infections. So for anyone who does 2 hours of moderate exercise per day, that means that you're 29% less likely to pick up a cold or a flu or an infection. For those that are in an ultra endurance event, it increases the risk to that athlete from anything between 100 and 500%. You're more likely to pick up a respiratory tract infection. The reason for this is because of immunosuppression. What's immunosuppression? To the layman, that's the reduced ability of the immune system to fight infection. The body isn't left open and it's at a weakened state to fight any infections that come into the body. With immunosuppression, your stress hormones increase. The body actually starts to feel stress. Your white blood cell count will decrease, which obviously again reduces the ability of the body to fight infection. The free radicals, which impair cell function, increase, and your rate of breathing obviously increases, and because of that it increases the risk of more pathogens being brought into the lungs, particularly through your respiratory system, and then your gut permeability increases as well. So from anything between 3 and 24 hours after exercise, there's an open window there where viruses and bacteria can input and enter the body with less fighting from bacteria that the body has naturally built up. So what can we do about it? How can we fight it? So there are a few practical guidelines, and again, some of the guidelines come in with a government health warning. For example, carbohydrate supplementation, particularly with a solution of 60 grams sugar, certainly will help fight the battle. Other supplements that are available but have yet to be proven, such as antioxidants in the form of vitamin C and vitamin E into the body, glutamine, B-glucan through oats and barley, and again this is all linked to the diet, and then curcumin, quercetin is another supplement which again hasn't been proved that can assist within the recovery and building up your immune system. Obviously then other factors are eat a well and balanced diet, avoid rapid weight loss, and again this means monitoring from your point of view, that you monitor your weight before and after exercise to see if there has been any rapid weight loss that's outside of weight loss through dehydration. Obviously linked then to adequate hydration and monitoring that through your weight and other means, and we'll talk about those means in another part of the workshop. Get adequate sleep and monitor that sleep as to how well you're sleeping. And then last but not least, keep stress to a minimum. So cold or flu, which is the better to get if you're an athlete or a player, or is there a difference? So if we look at the common cold and the flu, they're both viral infections. The flu obviously is more serious. The cold normally targets the nose and upper respiratory tract. The flu, however, that infects the upper and lower respiratory passages with greater risk of complications. So with a cold, you rarely feel a fever or muscle soreness, and the symptoms are more likely to be confined above the neck, whereas with the flu, they're more likely confined to below the neck as well. So one of the most commonly asked questions are, should I exercise if I have a cold? You've all heard the story, you'll sweat it out of you, or you can run through it. Well, should you train with a cold or a flu? So if you only moderate systems from the neck up, certainly yes, you can, but keep it to a light and moderate intensity, and monitor especially how you feel before and how you feel after it. With the symptoms of flu, and again we said those are below the neck with muscle soreness and fatigue, do take a break. It could maybe be a break of a few days or anything up to 2 weeks, depending on the seriousness of the infection that you have. If you've any doubt, if you feel that maybe you have exercised but you're not feeling any better, or in fact you're feeling worse, you should contact your GP or indeed a sports doctor.